What the what? I know I didn't just see that. That's my humble boyfriend. I do not like him. He's ugly. He steals and sells things. But let's get back at this. Um, guys, what's up today? Today we're watching five scary high school stories. This will give me the chills right here, as you can see how many views it has. But no, stop it. But we're finna start to watch this. What the world is this? Right now, let's start. Like, subscribe,
Chills. Number 1. This last May, my high school had a lockdown. I was homesick at the time, so my knowledge of the events that happened that day come mostly from what I heard through administrators and classmates after the incident, and the text messages I received during it. The administrators haven't disclosed much about the situation,
oh man, what's
which
she
is only
doing?
making the rumors surrounding this worse. After months of trying to make sense of all this, I am just tired and confused. Maybe someone out there reading this can finally help me. I'll try to provide as much background information as I can in order for this to make sense. I had been texting my best friend Andrew all day while vegging out on my bed with Netflix playing in the background. He first texted me about the lockdown at 11:27, which means he would have been in 4th hour Spanish class. Being that the seniors had just graduated, his class was quite small, only 6 students besides him in it. Below are the texts we sent to each other that day, starting at 11:27. Him, dude, holy shit. Lindsay, reply Lindsay. Me, what? Him, the school just went into lockdown. Me, like a drill or what? Him, I think it's for real. The PA came on during class and said, students and administrators, please go into level 3 lockdown procedure. This is not a drill. Like everyone's in the corner. Me, wait, level 3? Doesn't that mean someone's in the building? Shit man, I'm shaking. Now the school better not be messing with you all. Him, it's so quiet now. There isn't a sound in the entire building. This doesn't seem like they are faking us out. Me, I just told my mom, she hasn't heard anything about it yet. Him, wait, I can hear someone walking down the hallway. Probably the office people coming to let us out. Me, what if it isn't? Him, seriously, stop Lindsay, you asshole. Me, sorry, you probably have nothing to worry about though, man. Him, I can hear them going down the hallway, turning all the door handles. Me, yeah, that's what they do during a drill. Make sure the teachers all lock them. Him, they are talking. Me, yeah, then it's definitely administrators. Him, no, it doesn't make any sense. It's all gibberish. I don't think it's even in English. What the hell? Me, Drew, you guys are okay though, right? Your door is locked and lights off. Have they gone in any other classrooms? Andrew, hello. Him, my mom isn't answering. Someone next to me is crying. He's outside my classroom. Me, don't make a sound, okay? Andrew, did he leave? Hello, Andrew. Andrew, hello.
Let's hear what this is like right now. This is like GTA. Tell me down in the comments if you guys ever played this game before.
Please text me back. Andrew, he never responded. From what I've been told, the school eventually came out of lockdown mode. When they went around to each classroom to check in, Andrew's classroom door was still locked. They called out to the people inside and received no response back. Firefighters eventually knocked the door down. When they got in, there was nobody inside. The whole classroom was empty. Officials have offered no explanation as to where they are or what happened. I guess most people in town eventually moved on, shifted their attention elsewhere. It seems as though no one even cares anymore, but I still do, and I need answers. I need to find my best friend. Number 2. In Euclidean geometry, a parallelogram is a non-self-intersecting quadrilateral with 2 pairs of parallel sides. During my freshman year of high school, I had 3rd period geometry honors in a portable classroom, a rickety structure with aluminum siding that is the size of a single classroom but stands as its own building. Portables A to Z were lined up in 2 neat rows of 13 outside the main school building. These individual classrooms presented the unique dilemma that students inside them walked to each portable outside for long enough to get uncomfortably wet in the rain. but not long enough to spend precious time putting on a raincoat. I'm certain that most teenage girls would be worried about their outfits, but I was an exception. Despite the inconvenience, I enjoyed having class in a portable. It was quieter out there, and when it rained, the drumming noise on the aluminum roof could easily soothe me to sleep. And if the wind blew just right on the metal stairs, a harmony would ring out through the classroom. The first day of school, my geometry teacher seemed completely normal, who had decorated the portable with poster-sized memes relevant to math and 50-cent craft shapes you'll find somewhere like Hobby Lobby. She gave us a little printed-off infographic about the year that included some class information and log-on codes for online programs like the online textbook. It seemed she doodled a bunch of shapes along the edges of the infograph while she was waiting for it to get copied. I assumed she was just bored. She wished us a great year, and luck with the rest of our teachers before she left. The second day of school, Miss Hambley had us go around the room and say which shapes were our favorites, a real throwback to kindergarten. I answered a dodecagon because it was the most obscure thing I could think of. After everyone finished, she told us that her favorite shapes were parallelograms. The foam shapes on the wall, I noticed, were all parallelograms of some sort. Parallelograms are so easy. They have their own definition in their name, and they're a riddle. They're a puzzle that I'm always deciphering, and soon you'll be deciphering it too. This year we're going to learn a lot about parallelograms. Soon they'll become your favorite shape too, I promise. It was a promise. I wasn't convinced. The first odd thing I noticed about Miss Hambley was that she left all the windows and doors open in the portable, even with the air conditioning or heat running full blast. This wasn't a problem during the summer, because I had geometry in the early morning when it was still cool out, but once the fall crept along, the entire class began to get chilly. I get creeped out with the doors closed, she explained. We're all alone out here. You never know what could spring out at us in this room. Bring a jacket to my class from now if you want to stay warm. Rhomboids are quadrilaterals whose opposite sides are parallel and adjacent sides are unequal, and whose angles are not right angles. Rhomboids are the most common shape to be addressed as parallelograms, although rectangles and squares are also considered parallelograms. Our unit on parallelograms wasn't that far into the year. She started off the unit with a long speech on the significance of parallelograms, which I fell asleep during. I wish so badly now that I hadn't. There might have been information in her speech that could give me some sort of clue or reason as to why she did what she did. She assigned us a packet on parallelograms that night. The next morning she walked into class frantically, as if something was wrong. Get out your homework, she said quickly. I tell you every single day to get out your homework and you never do it. You should know what to expect by now. We did, but 3 or 4 people hadn't done theirs, which sent Miss Hambley into a sort of rage. You're just trying to make me have a bad day, aren't you? Well, I'll tell you something. And that's you can't control my emotions. You can't, and nobody can. Only I can. So you can stop trying to make my day miserable. The lights in the dingy portable caught her face, and she looked worn down, almost frail, and her hair was frizzy, as if it hadn't been...
I know he is not playing Residence of Evil. He is playing Residence of Evil. I actually have the game, Residence of Evil. I haven't played it yet, but this is Residence of Evil.
Washed in a few days. Fine, throw it away. Pretend like the homework was never assigned. This is a bad habit that you'll have to break. She opened up a PowerPoint and adjusted the projector so that it was on the board. She muttered under her breath, I'm trying so hard, but some days I just can't do this. I was driving home after winter color guard practice at about 8:45 or so, and as we turned to leave the school via the road that passes right by the portables, I saw Miss Hambley walking towards the staff parking lot at a fast pace, clutching a stack of papers to her chest. She looked up as our car passed, and when she saw me in the front seat, she gave a weak smile my way. Who's that? My mom asked. Miss Hambley, I answered. She teaches geometry. Is she nice? She's nice enough. A parallelogram with base B and height h can be divided into a trapezoid and a right triangle, and rearranged into a rectangle. This means that the area of a parallelogram is the same as that of a rectangle with the same base and height. Our unit on parallelograms intensified the next day when Miss Hambley walked into class. She didn't say anything about the homework from the previous night, and pulled up a picture of a parallelogram on the projector, It had some parallel and conjurant markings, but nothing else. Look at that, she said, motioning towards the parallelogram. It's just a shape, to you, but don't you get it? There's always something more. What does it mean? There's got to be something more. Some days I can see something more. That's all I'm here for. That's the whole reason I do this. Because Euclid clearly saw something and I need to find it too. There's some other meaning to all of this. Don't you feel it? I could already hear the snickers around the class, but Miss Hambley was dead serious. Miss Hambley paced by my desk, and I caught a whiff of her. She smelled awful, almost like she hadn't been showering, and she was looking increasingly frail by the day. Her skin was pale like chalk, and her fingernails were torn off like she'd been chewing them off in agony. But the oddest thing I noticed was that she had drawn all over her arm. I could see what was poking out of the sleeve of her sweater. Tons of little tiny parallelograms all over her wrist. The sum of the distances from any interior point of a parallelogram to the sides is independent of the location of the point. This is an extension from Viviani's theorem. The converse also holds. If the sum of the distances from a point in the interior of a quadrilateral to the sides is independent of the location of the point, then the quadrilateral...
Alright guys, this would be the end of the video. I'll do a part 2. Part 2 guys. If this video gets... I'm going for 1 like. Just one. No dislikes, just 1 like. Alright? Because I can deal with 1 like. I never got a like in my life. Yeah, it's all sad. Yep. But like, subscribe, and peace.